she indicated, my name is Joseph Kuria, Director ICT from the Commission on Revenue Allocation. Before I talk about the particular issue of the system, let me just give the overarching relationship between the Commission and also the county governments. As a Commission, we have clear mandates on equitable allocation of revenue or resources between the national governments and the county governments, which we call vertical allocation, and also equitable allocation of resources between or amongst the county governments, which we call horizontal allocation. Other than that, we also have other mandates, and that is advising and recommending on financing and financial management by both the national governments and also the county governments. We also have now mandates, which is also advising and recommending on revenue enhancement by both national governments and county governments. But most importantly, and I think that's where the question that Dr. Catherine has brought up comes in, is the issue of encouraging fiscal discipline, within the county governments. And as such, from where I sit as the Director ICT, I have a mandate to help the county governments to ensure that the system that they are deploying out there actually have value. And when we talk about value, you look at how integrated is the system and what is the return that the system is going to give the county from where they are the benchmark, the system they actually bring on board. How is it going to elevate them from the current position they are in to a higher position? Why I'm saying this is because from the fiscal discipline, we have a parameter called fiscal responsibility. If you don't if we give you, say, 7 billion, and then you use it only on the current expenditure, and there is no development on it, and your revenue remains low, then the next allocation, we give you less money, and we give the county that has really utilized the money that we've given more money. Now, when it comes now to the issue of systems that can really work for the counties, I think this is more of an approach from the county government itself. Unfortunately, where the stage we are in, the county government is facing a lot of challenges. One is the issue of capacity in terms of the numbers, the number of ICT staff in the counties who can champion this. The second one is in terms of also the hired skills of ICT people who can be able to champion the systems in the counties. Fortunately, we have some counties who are very well very well placed in terms of the skills that they have there. But there are some counties still, again, who are also lagging behind. But most importantly also, as a commission, to ensure that the systems and the placement within the county works in tandem, what we've done is we've been engaging the county government at the county level to ensure that we have the right people to drive the ICT. A case in point is you realize that this ICT is not a devolved function. And initially, most of the county government never assigned a CEC to be in charge of ICT. So ICT initially was not represented at the highest level, meaning you find that some counties whose ICT budget is very low, which cannot even be able to manage even any infrastructure. But having said that, allow me to say that we are working with the various organizations, ICTA, IFMIS, that's through the Treasury, and also other private sector to actually ensure that everything works out well for the county government. For the private sector, they have a very crucial role to play, a very critical role to play. One, as I mentioned, the issue of the capacity. Every county is talking about the bloated workforce, and the skills are within the private sector. The government cannot be able to pay the kind of salaries that the private sector pays for the hired staff, but the county government can actually outsource that particular service and learn their service without having to invest in that kind of skills. So, but what as a commission we are doing is we are working, some of the private sector have been coming to our commission and asking what's the legal framework that we need to follow when you're coming out or when you're linking with the county governments, and especially on revenue management system and financial management system. So we've been advising them as partners, you know, this is the road that you need to follow. These are the gaps. And then the county governments, this is how you need to look out for these pitfalls. The private sector, use this roadmap and you're going to have it smooth out there in the counties.